Let's get ready to rumble!
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Wumpa Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Wumpa Jam. Alright. Crash Bandicoot is still alive and kicking, and it's a pleasant relief given that the last 2 years have been pretty tough for us fans. Ever since November 2020, in a cute little animation of Crash and Coco playing some Uncharted 4, we had our very tease of what would become the elusive Wumpa League. And ever since then, a series of messy affairs began to roll and untangle itself. Industry insider Liam Robertson will go on to reveal his findings about the situation at Toys for Bob, who were working on what was intended to be a dedicated multiplayer expansion to Crash 4 It's About Time, due for release the following year, but got shelved supposedly because of the game's commercial underperformance. This sparked worrying concerns and heated dramas, not helped by the fact that many artists and designers that worked on Crash 4 either departed from the studio or did not get their freelance contracts renewed. And the fact that Toys for Bob was brought up to join their fellow studios to help with the Call of Duty franchise, most notably Warzone, seeming like the studio would refocus solely on those games. Add in the underwhelming 25th anniversary celebration, the cancellation of the then unannounced animated series for Amazon Prime, which we covered in detail in a previous video, and the fact that Activision Blizzard is on its way to get acquired by Microsoft, the company behind the Xbox, which we haven't covered in detail. Sorry about that. Oh, and as if things couldn't get any messier. Yeah, we really hope things improve in the future. For now, let's continue. It seems like the developers at Toys for Bob, aware of the damp mood of the community, began to tease Wumpa League again all throughout 21 and 22, as it appeared that development resumed after the eternal struggles. A brief accidental look at some unseen concept art at GDC here, the red and blue Wumpa logos appearing over here and over there. Finally, a pizza box was sent to influencers, not only announcing that the PC version of Crash 4 would finally come to Steam after being locked to Battle.net, but also suggested to try out their new Wumpa pizza for $12.08. And that pricing looked to be a cheeky indicator towards a particular date, December 8th, where the Game Awards was going to be held, an event that the Bandicoot already crashed into in the past. And lo and behold, he did once again, coming down to definitely show off his next adventure with the definitive title and definitively end the long wait, Crash Team Rumble. Wait a minute, CTR? Just like Crash Team Race? Oh man, you little sly dogs. How are we going to abbreviate it now? Crash Team Rumble looks to be a 4v4 team-based game where a host of familiar heroes and baddies from the franchise, plus some potential new faces, are competing across wild and varied arenas to lead their respective squads into victory. The primary game mode, assuming there could be some others on the side, is about collecting as many Wumpa fruit as possible and carrying them to your drop-off Wumpa bank, while preventing the other team from reaching their own bank. This is comparable to Splatoon, where the goal is to score points rather than disrupt and kill opponents, which is helpful but ultimately secondary. Adding some hero shooter flavor like Overwatch and Apex Legends, each character is said to have their own unique skills and abilities that allow for many strategic maneuvers to help turn the tide and be the first to bank all of that Wumpa. No, I did not pronounce it that weird. They really spelt it like this. Even the puns are back. Most of the 8 playable characters featured in this reveal have come straight from It's About Time, even retaining the designs and many of the animation from that game. We have Crash himself, as expected, his sister Coco, Dr. Neocortex, who could turn enemies into creatures like boars with his laser gun, Dingodile, who could vacuum objects on opponents, Nitrous Brio, who appears to manually switch to his hulking form, as well as the multiversal variants of Tana and Entropy. One notable addition is a brand new character to the franchise, the long nicknamed Catbat, who was spotted all the way back in the 100% epilogue of Crash 4. Lots have yet to be uncovered about who this character is exactly and where they came from, but there's one fun fact revealed by their character designer, Nicholas Cole, who used to be involved in the project. When asked about Catbat's pronouns, he went on to answer that the correct pronouns are they/them. Yes, we're getting non-binary representation in the Crash Bandicoot universe. What's interesting is that each character has their own abilities, yet they're not locked on to a side like in Crash Bash. In this screenshot, Tana is kicking Coco, while in this one, they appear to be on the same side. That in mind, it would be silly to expect that the game would launch with only those 8 characters. In fact, blogger and podcaster Jess Gordon, who got to peek an early look at the game before the reveal, has testified that there were some characters who were not shown from what we saw, and assumes they're holding them back for later reveals. If the leaks of the project's early iteration are still relevant, we could expect characters such as Engine, Ripperoo, and Papu Papu when it comes to familiar faces. There's one gameplay mechanic hinted at by the CGI parts of the trailer, where if a player retrieves and wears Uka Uka on their face, it triggers a cataclysmic event, raining down meteorites across the map. You could also briefly spot in the trailer's gameplay, as well as the many screenshots, that there's some relics laying across the map, alongside these pads where you may deposit them and sometimes have holograms of Uka Uka. This might relate to Tana throwing down a block of iron arrow crates in the trailer for her and Crash to use, or the strategically placed hollow wall that knocks opponents back. As well, Cat Bat is seen holding Aku Aku in the key art, suggesting he's an item like Uka Uka is. Mention on the updated website is capturing key points around the map. This appears to relate to the series of light-up gen platforms shown in the trailer and screenshots. These could be akin to the nodes from the Siege mode in Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, as capturing them would earn the team extra benefits like new items or spawn points to even the odds. Lastly, we noticed this background pattern on the website, which has items associated with the characters, like Crash's shorts and Coco's tablet. Among them is the spiked ring on Cat Bat's tail and a rocket, suggesting Engine. More exciting than that, however, are these two, a wing and a gem necklace. We're only speculating here, but we think this connects to Spyro and Ripto, potentially coming from another crossover event following the previous Crash spin-offs, Nitro Field and On the Run. There's also this leaf glyph which we first thought to be hinting at Allura, but we're not too sure at the moment.
To further fuel the flames, Spyro's official Twitter account came out of the blue with a new post wishing us happy holidays. But would you look at that? 2 gems colored red and blue? I just wonder what that could allude to.
The press release places a prominent emphasis on the online multiplayer aspect, even confirming cross-platform play, which is a first for the series, though there could be a possibility for substantial single-player content as well as some local multiplayer options, as is likely said to be a premium release. Why do we think this? Well, the trademark recently filed for the game at the USPTO suggests it would be used to produce goods such as video game cartridges and discs, suggesting that a physical release is considered. They also refer to in-game tokens and currency, hinting at plans for monetization, which, I mean, it is a multiplayer game published by Activision that should be expected at this point. Crash Team Rumble is set to release next year for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. No plans for Nintendo Switch or Windows PC in sight, which may indicate they're still adhering to the strategy of releasing on some platforms first and saving other versions for later, a strategy that's understandably tiresome for some fans and seems counterintuitive for a cross-platform online-centric game. It is also odd that we only provided with a vague 2023 release, given that a week before the official reveal, they seem to have teased a more precise release date through a joke post about Spotify playtime stats for June 20th, 2023. Maybe the date is cemented in their plans and they're just waiting to properly reveal it, or maybe they're re-evaluating when it could be released instead. After all, if you watch the world premieres at the Game Awards, June looks to be a month packed with competition. I know we've been quite punctilious here, but there's so little we can uncover from official sources so far, and hopefully we'll get to see the grander picture as time goes and all the way up to the eventual release. Until that point, be sure to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you wish to see more breakdowns like this. For more immediate coverage, please check the Crashy News website and follow us on social media as well. You can also support us directly by leaving a donation on our Ko-fi page. Links in the description below. Thank you for watching Crashy News. Have a good one.